Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It has been a little while since I've posted a video, and for good reason. I was away for 7 days, basically 8 days, out in Las Vegas for International Fight Week. Went and saw UFC 226, DC versus Stipe. It was amazing. Got home 2 days ago, but yesterday I was playing catch up on emails. I had to do some streaming. I had to deal with some tenant stuff, all kinds of stuff I had to get done, but I'm officially not clear, but I'm good to vlog today, and for good reason. Two things are going down on today's vlog. First off, I have a nail in my front driver's side tire, and that sucks. The air is slowly coming out, so I would say once every 3 days or so, I got to put air in it. I'll get a little message on the computer in there saying to check your tire pressure. So I got to deal with that. I got to get that plugged. And the reason why I'm getting it plugged and just not replacing the tire, for one, it's a small nail. It's hard to see because it's on the sort of inside, so you can't really see it, or I'd show you guys maybe when the tire comes off. And also the tire is only like 2 weeks old, and I paid $525 for the tire. So I'm going to get it plugged. Good news is if the tire does wear out faster than the others, since Mercedes busted one of my tires when they were changing them, one of my old tires, they're going to pay for half of my next tire that I buy. So if I have to buy another one of those, it's only going to cost me a little over 200 bucks, which is still expensive, but nonetheless, at least I'll get a discount. So we're going to go and get that plugged. Hopefully today I'm going to go to a few shops and see if they'll do it. Some places just don't even want to plug anymore, so we'll see what happens. If not, I can do it myself. I have the kit here. I just didn't want to have to. And then secondly, we're going to go look at a rental property this evening. I've had a lot of people ask me to do more content on real estate, and it is something that I'm passionate about. I am currently taking my real estate course to become a realtor. Not that I want to sell houses on the regular, but there are advantages to being a realtor when you're a property investor, which I can talk about down the road. But we're going to go look at a triplex tonight at 7 o'clock. So, and then I have my podcast at 9. So it's going to be a really busy day today. Hopefully I can get a lot of content in for you guys, and I can shed some light into real estate and why I invest in it. I do have a few properties right now, and I'm looking to own 35 units by 35, and I'm 31 now. So I've got 4 years to tack on a whole bunch of properties. So we'll see what we can do. The property we're going to look at tonight is $669,000. It is a brand new triplex that was built this year, and it's got a 5-year builder's warranty on it as well. Coincidentally enough, my dad actually knows the owner of it, and she's selling off a big chunk of her portfolio. And my agent brought this place up to me through like an email service that I have with her, and it looks good, but it's just overpriced, in my opinion. So we did some comparables and stuff like that. It's definitely overpriced, but we got to go see it, and we also got to go and check out the appraisal and stuff like that and see if I like it. So it is a 3-unit. They're all 1 bedroom and plus a den, and each unit is renting for $1,300 a month. So I'll go through all the numbers with you guys and share with you my thought process when it comes to buying properties. I went and looked at a whole bunch of properties a couple weeks ago, and really nothing that caught my eye. This one does, so we'll see what happens. But once again, we're just going to go look, and I thought I would vlog a little bit of it. Unfortunately, I can't take you inside of the places because people are living there, and you wouldn't want anybody filming things in your home. But I do have some public photos and things like that that I can share with you guys when we get to that section of the vlog. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hop into the nightmare. We'll check and see how much air pressure is still left in the tire, and we'll go from there. So wish us luck. And you know what else we haven't done in a while is a nice cold start. So let's do that too. Alright, so while we are driving to the first shop to see if they will plug my tire, I thought I'd talk a little bit about why I think real estate is important to invest in, why I personally invest in real estate, and what my personal real estate goals are. Now, I will say this, guys. Depending on where you live, real estate can be a very hot thing, or it can be very cold. I mean, there are places that real estate are very, very expensive, like insanely expensive. Here in Canada, Toronto and Vancouver are the two really expensive places for real estate. So unless you've got millions of dollars, chances are you're not going to be buying a bunch of properties to rent out or to flip. Now, I'm talking, when I speak in this video, I'm talking about rental properties. I'm not talking about just your residence where you stay. That's a whole different topic on what to buy and where to buy. And I can talk a little bit about that in another video, but I really wanted to focus on rental properties and why I think they are a good, sound investment, okay? So number one is real estate. It's never a bad thing, in my opinion. Once again, depending on where you live, but generally speaking, it's never really a bad thing to own real estate, right? There's more and more people being born every single day. The population goes up, cities tend to get bigger, and property tends to go up in appreciation because there's more of a demand for property. So the more property you own, chances are you're going to be better off. Once again, depending on where you live, but in most places, that is the case. Now, when I buy rental properties, there's a few things that come into mind. Number one is location. I have to be in a relatively close proximity so that I can get to my rental place in case there's any emergencies or I need to be there for whatever reason, and it's just easier to commute. Now, personally, I manage my own properties, okay? I don't have dozens of properties yet, so I just manage them, and I'm my own boss anyway, so if I need to take an afternoon off or I need to go somewhere, I can do that. Now, if you are a 9-to-5 worker, or you have your own business and you just don't have time to deal with tenants, to write up contracts and to collect rent and to go to court if you need to, or to go and fix things, you can get a management company that will often do it for a percentage. It can go anywhere from like 8% up to 15%, depending on what you get them to do. Personally, me, I do it myself. My dad is been in the construction business for his entire life. So whenever there's a problem, a floor needs to get fixed, there's an issue with plumbing, there's an issue with whatever, I call my dad up and he does it for free. You know, I'm very, very fortunate to have a family member that loves to help out. It's a great bonding time for me and my dad, and he treats and he shows me, he doesn't only just go and do it. I go with him and he shows me how to properly fix things so that I'm also getting that knowledge as well. So that's why I haven't hired on a property management company. And also, I play video games for a living and make content. So eventually I'm not going to want to do that anymore, right? I'm already slowly kind of getting out of the 12 hours a day grinding video games sort of lifestyle. And, you know, I'm 31 years old now, and I don't want to be playing video games for a living when I'm 40. So my goal is to just have a bunch of rental properties. I'd love to have 35 units by 35. Dream big. And then when I retire from gaming, that's what I can do. You know, I would have likely made enough money by that point to not have to work a job, and I can just collect rent from people and do that, and then find maybe I can still play video games, but not on a full-time basis. You know, just kind of do it because I love to, and if I make money doing it, that's great. So that's sort of my own personal goal, right? Everybody has their own goals when it comes to being a property owner, and you don't really make all that much money from rent, right? So, for example, I have a semi-detached duplex, and I have one side paying $1,350 a month. The other side is paying $1,250 a month because they signed a 2-year lease with me, and I gave them a little bit of a deal. I'm making, combined off that, after taxes and stuff, it's really about a break even, right? Because you can claim things called depreciation, and I'm not going to get into all that stuff right now because it's a lot of information, and I feel like I can make a better video with illustrations and numbers and stuff on the screen at another time. But to cash flow something, I might be cash flowing $500 a month between the two of them, okay? And that's not including if anything bad happens. So like, you know, I had an element in an oven go, so I had to get a specialist to go over there and fix that because I was on vacation in the Dominican, and that cost me $250, right? So there's things that happen all the time, not all the time, but a couple times a year that cost you a few $100s and maybe even a couple $1,000s. So you don't really cash flow. People normally don't buy rental properties for the cash flow when you're starting out, right? One sec. Just gotta focus here. All right. But they are paying your mortgage down every month, all right? So say my mortgage payments on one of those semi-detached is, I think it's a little over $1,000 a month, but I'm collecting $350 a month, right? So after insurance and stuff, we'll say $1,100, I'm making about $250, but out of that $1,100 payment, say $600 of it is going to the principal. So they are not only paying my interest, but they're also paying my principal down. So technically, yeah, I am cash flowing a couple, say $250 a month, but they're also knocking down $600-$700 a month of my principal that I'm not paying for. So after 10-15 years, when the property is completely paid or it's 80% paid, you're laughing because instead of cash flowing $250 a month, your mortgage payments are less and less, which means more and more of the cash flow is coming into your pocket. So in 10-15 years, instead of making $250 a month in cash flow, with appreciation of rent, I could be pulling in $1,200 a month, every single month of cash flow, which is where you want to be. Or every 3, 4, 5 years, the principal that they're knocking down, you can go ahead and remortgage, siphon out large chunks of money, and then buy another rental property, okay? That's something I haven't done yet. I'm still accumulating equity in all of my properties. I always put down 20% on my property, so right off the get, I have 20% equity in there. The banks typically want to see that anyway when you start owning more and more property, and also depends on your credit and how much money you are making a year. So there's that. That's a quick rundown. So to let you guys know, no, there is not a lot of money in rental properties in terms of cash flow when you get started, unless you're getting an absolute steal and you're putting in a bunch of money into it and you just get like a foreclosure or something. But those are rare, man. Those opportunities are pretty rare. And for a casual investor like myself, I don't really dig that far to try and find that. And I'm not really into doing a shit ton of renovations if I don't have to. So, and then also remember, down the road in 10 years, 15 years, you can go and sell 1 or 2 properties and there's your retirement, right? But anywho, today we're going to be going to look at a brand new triplex. They want $670,000 or something, which is ridiculous. And even if, even if I got it at $650,000, which I would never offer that much, by the way, but I would still have to put down $130,000 in cash, 20% at a $650,000, and that's before any lawyer fees, all the other closing costs and things that you got to deal with. So I usually just bump that up another 10 grand. So you're looking at about $140,000 down. So if I'm going to drop $140,000 in cash on a property, I got to make sure that I'm not only cash flowing a decent amount of money a month, but I also got to make sure that I'm making money on the sale. That is the big thing that I like to do. Now, I know that there are some people that play the appreciation game. They'll buy a property at its market value or even above, thinking that, okay, there's a bunch of neighborhoods or construction that's going on here, and the value of the property is going to go up over time. So some people gamble on that, and I don't like that. I like a for sure thing. So when I buy a property, say if I bought this triplex, right, and we get it appraised and stuff, and say it's worth $600,000, I want to buy it for like $570,000 or less, so that I'm making that $30,000 equity, bam,
as soon as I buy it. So as soon as I buy it, my net worth goes up $30,000 no matter what. And then after a year or 2 years, if I want, I can remortgage that property and take out that $30,000 and put it on and put a down payment on another property and kind of play that game. So I always preach in videos that I am strongly against debt, but when it comes to real estate, I believe in using debt as leverage and trying to get as much debt as good debt as humanly possible that you can afford, of course. And I would never take out a property and put 5% down and take a risk. I always believe in putting 20% down, and like I said before, most banks will force you to put 20% down at least. If it's commercial, some places force you to put 25% down or more. So I believe in that, but when it comes to card debt, credit card debt, student loan debt, all that debt, I believe in being completely debt-free, and I am completely debt-free. So that allows me to invest into real estate worry-free. If something does go wrong or the market does crash and interest rates do go up, I know that I make enough money with my salary that it doesn't matter if rates go up 1% or 1.5%. I know that from the point of sale, I've made a good enough deal. I know that I have enough equity in there, and I know that my take-home salary can cover any sort of disaster that may ensue on the market at any time. Because listen, we are not Miss Cleo. We cannot predict the future, and bad shit happens all the time, and it's always good to have a fail-safe. So that's why I'm strongly against any type of debt whatsoever, and that is just my personal belief. And I know that a lot of people will argue the fact of not paying cash for cars, or not paying off student debt, or not trying to pay off their home as quickly as possible, or whatever. Listen, this is just how I live my life, and it's been working out, so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So that's a quick rundown. I know I've been rambling for a little while, but people seem to find real estate intriguing, and they know that I invest in it, and they wanted to know how I do it and why I do it, and I thought I'd shed some light on that. But what I'll do tonight is I will show you guys a bunch of pictures of the property. We'll go through the numbers. I'll crunch them and show you guys my thought process in full and see if it makes sense, and then we'll go from there, and I'll kind of go through the whole process with you guys. So that's going to be that for now. I have totally been rambling, and I'm not even in the right area that I need to be. So I'm going to go and drive to this place, see if I can get this tire fixed, and then we'll go from there.
All right, guys, good news. Scotia Tire is going to plug this tire here. I can't see the nail. It's like it's tucked back here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but either way, it's going to get fixed. So I'm going to drop off the key, and we'll see you in a bit. There's a nail there, I think.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, right there. That small little nail. It's just leaking slowly. Yeah. Well, guys, worst case scenario has happened. The tire's dead. As you can see, all on the inside is all torn up there. It's all torn up. Like, it's torn up bad. Like, I can see all the thread. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It goes all the way around. Damn it. That sucks. Well, time to order a new one.
All right, guys, so I called Mercedes to see if they had the tire in stock. They don't. It's going to take 3 business days, so I probably won't see it till Monday or Tuesday. So what these guys did, they told me not to do it, but I'm taking the risk. They patched, they plugged the tire, and they threw it back on there because I don't have another tire to put on. I have a tire back at home, but it's not the same size or anything like that. So I said, throw the tire back on. I'll take responsibility if the tire blows up. But I'm just going to take the car home, let it sit there, and then when the new tire comes in, I'll drive the car again to Mercedes, and they'll put on the new tire. The new tire is going to cost $718, which is absolute insanity, considering I paid a little over like $525 a tire like a month ago, if that. Unfortunately, pretty much every place don't have them in stock. There is one supplier that did, and their full retail was like $708, and then Mercedes is charging like $718. So fortunately, they owe me half a tire, so I'm going to be spending half of that. So it is what it is. Probably going to cost, after tax and stuff, close to $400 to have a new tire on there, but it is what it is. Shit happens. Fortunately, we're going to have a new tire soon, and we'll be able to go on the big Cape Breton run next week. So it is what it is. Anyhow, I'm going to take the car home, and then we'll take the Jeep out to the rental property, potential rental property tonight. So I'll see you guys a little bit later on. All right, guys, here we are. This is the rental property. This is a triplex. Each unit has a heat pump, as you can see there on each one of the patios. It's got its own separate breaker for power, and there's also separate water lines for each. So that way I'm not responsible for the power and water. The tenants would be responsible for that. Brand new construction. It's still got a 5-year warranty. It's actually quite a big place. Driveway here is paved. You do have to pay to have that done by a private company that'll come and plow all this stuff for your tenants. Let me go to here, check it out. It's actually quite nice. Same person actually owned that house, but it's sold already. So yeah, here it is. Nice brick. Very, very nice. And a good size parking lot in the back, and back patio as well for each place. Very nice. Yep. So 1, 2, 3. So actually each unit has 2 patios, which is nice. Unfortunately, I can't take you guys in because people live in there, so I'll show you guys some pictures and stuff when I'm done. I'm just waiting for my agent. Got the Jeep right now just because the car's tires messed up, but we ordered one. It's all good. Should have it fixed by Monday, Tuesday latest. All right, guys, I just left the triplex there. Some really, really good news. I'm gonna go ahead and post up some pictures right now while I'm talking. I actually just thought that it was a 1-bedroom, 1 den for each unit. It's actually a 2-bedroom. Now, by law, you have to have a window or a door a certain size so that a firefighter can get in case there's a fire. And this does. So it was actually incorrectly listed, which is good for us because they're undervaluing their place. The only thing it doesn't have is a closet. Which you can go ahead and get stand-up closets from IKEA, so that's not a problem. So that was a pleasant surprise. A couple of bedrooms per unit. Very, very nice. All of the fixtures are high-end. They did not cheap out on anything. Rent is $1,300 a month per unit, and that includes water. So that includes the water, and the water bill. Actually, I have the paper here. The water bill is, you know what, I'm going to go over the numbers another time because my agent is getting all of the paperwork, the appraisal, all of the land, how much land I actually own there or would own there. So I'm getting all the numbers, so I can't really give you a super analytical thought process right yet, but I promise on the next video when I get all the information, I will go through all of that for you and kind of let you guys know if I'm gonna make an offer or not. It's looking like I am gonna make an offer, but I need to get all the numbers first and crunch it to see what kind of offer I can actually make, because like I said before, I want to make money on the sale. So if it is worth $650 grand or $700,000, I want to make $20,000, $30,000 right off the bat. And then of course I need to cash flow stuff. So once I get all the numbers, I'll share that with you guys. I was hoping to have a lot of that stuff today, but I just don't have it. So I'm hopefully by tomorrow I'll have that and I'll keep you guys updated on the property. But in terms of the quality, it is like a 9.5 out of 10. All high-end fixtures. The doors are nice and big. The closet spaces are big. 2-bedroom. nice backsplashes in the kitchen, a little island there, 2 patios for each unit, which is nice. Ample parking space in a nice quiet neighborhood that's located close to shopping malls, grocery stores, liquor stores, schools, you name it. So it's in a really good area. But I guess I'll call it right there. My camera's about to die. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below by the pictures. You guys think it looks like a nice spot? And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on the property and my car tire as well. So that's gonna be it, guys. I know the video is probably really long, but I appreciate you coming out on this journey with me. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this type of content, and if you want to see more, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.